Welcome to Luvitex Engineering, where innovation sparks progress and manufacturing shapes tomorrow.
Have you ever actually stopped and wondered what a massive, multi-billion-dollar manufacturing supply chain and that little subscribe button on your favorite website have in common? Well, it turns out they're governed by the exact same universal rules of flow and friction. Today, we're going to uncover the secret to eliminating waste and driving action, and we'll bridge the gap between heavy physical supply chains and digital marketing clicks.
We've got a seriously fascinating roadmap today. 1. Defining value and waste. 2. Measuring the flow. 3. Value stream mapping. 4. Intel supply chain shift. And finally, 5. Optimizing digital action. Let's get into it.
Section 1. Defining value and waste. Separating the signal from the noise. Let's start with the absolute bedrock foundation here, defining what value actually means to the end customer. Because honestly, if we don't know what value is, we can't possibly know what waste is. Now, it sounds like such a simple question, right? But getting this wrong is literally the root of all organizational friction. Listen, the customer doesn't care about your internal bottlenecks, they don't care about your complicated software, and they definitely don't care how hard your team worked. They only care about the final result.
Think about ordering from your absolute favorite pizza place. This perfectly illustrates how a customer perceives value. True value to you, sitting there hungry on your couch, is the exact combination of getting the right product at a hot and crispy temperature for an affordable price and with a fast delivery speed, let's say 20 minutes or less. Anything, and I mean anything, the pizza shop does that doesn't directly contribute to that specific outcome is essentially just waste.
So, I want you to imagine a giant hopper. Basically, a mental strainer that filters out the waste to reveal only those pure value-adding steps. When you pour your entire business process into this strainer, the real value-added steps slip smoothly right through, while all the non-value-adding steps get caught up top like these recognizable lumps of waste. Our primary goal? Finding those lumps. And why does finding those lumps actually matter so much? Well, get a load of this number. It's estimated that a staggering 20% of every single dollar in the manufacturing sector alone is lost to wasted non-value-adding steps. Just think about that. That is pure profit, pure potential, just vanishing into thin air, all because of inefficient processes.
Moving right along to Section 2, measuring the flow, tracking time and waste. To fix that massive amount of waste, we first need to understand how to measure the actual flow of value. We've got to learn to speak the language of time.
First up is cycle time. We're talking literal floor-to-floor time to complete one specific task. And here's the catch. You don't calculate this in some fancy boardroom spreadsheet. No, you capture it with an actual stopwatch down on the floor. That's because it captures all the actual, messy, real-world inefficiencies that happen while someone is, say, loading a machine or processing an order.
Next, we have takt time. And listen, this isn't about how fast you can go, it's about how fast you must go. It's a calculated rhythm that dictates exactly how fast a product has to come off the line to satisfy customer demand without overproducing. Think of it as the heartbeat of your customer's demand. If your cycle time is beating slower than your takt time, you're already falling behind.
And finally, lead time. This is the big kahuna. It gives us the whole picture, how long it takes from the absolute beginning, when raw materials finally hit your dock, to the final delivery to the customer. And you know what's shocking? Your total cycle time might be just 30 minutes of actual hands-on work, but your lead time could be 34 days. Why? Because of all the incredibly painful waiting in between.
So the real trick here is targeting what lean methodology calls the 7 wastes to drastically shrink down those cycle and lead times. I mean, if you've got unnecessary transportation, massive piles of inventory just sitting there gathering dust, employees walking back and forth in useless motion, or people literally just waiting around, that right there is exactly what inflates your lead time.
Which brings us to Section 3, value stream mapping, visualizing the fix. How do we actually spot these 7 wastes out in the wild? Well, we don't just guess, we map them out.
Value stream mapping, or VSM for short, is basically this brilliant 5-step methodology. We start by picking a product. Then, we sketch out exactly how things are currently flowing, warts, bottlenecks, and all. Next, we design a perfect future state where we strip out all that waste. And finally, we build a step-by-step work plan to build a bridge from where we currently are straight to where we want to be.
This whole flow is a continuous loop. You start by selecting a problem, you collect your data to build that current state map, you analyze it, compile your super lean future state, create your action plan, and most importantly, you measure the concrete benefits at the end.
And the cycle never really stops, because today's future state, well, that just becomes tomorrow's current state.
Okay, let's actually look at this in action. In one real-world case study of an electrical component factory, VSM exposed a truly shocking 99.7% non-value-added time. I mean, almost everything they were doing was just waiting or moving around. But by analyzing the map, eliminating manual operations like unnecessary dot marking, and consolidating their cleaning stations, they slashed physical movement distance from 400 meters down to just 5 meters. That, my friends, is the power of actually seeing the waste.
Let's scale things way up. Section 4. Intel's supply chain shift, a giant leaps forward. Let's see how these concepts build when you apply them to a corporate giant like Intel.
Way back in 2004, Intel's supply chain was literally described by their own managers as worst in class. Seriously, if a customer wanted to change an order, it took over a week just to get a confirmation because it had to pass through so many different review departments. Customers absolutely hated it. And this crisis triggered their massive Just Say Yes turnaround initiative in 2005, which radically overhauled how they processed demand. Their whole cultural overhaul really just boiled down to this brilliantly simple, customer-centric goal. Instead of asking, well, why should we let the customer change their order, they built a real-time, available-to-promise system. They gave their customer service reps direct access to the supply data, effectively asking the entire organization, how many times can we say yes in a single business day?
And you know what? The results were absolutely legendary. By stripping out buffer stock, nuking those manual spreadsheet approvals, and applying lean principles right to their factory floors to cut down wafer fabrication time, Intel achieved an astonishing 62% drop in manufacturing cycle times between 2006 and 2009. They completely proved that removing friction dramatically skyrockets performance.
All right, final pivot. Section 5. Optimizing digital action, removing friction online. So how do all these principles about reducing physical friction apply to digital media? Let's jump from the factory floor right to your computer screen. So just like a clunky, outdated supply chain full of waiting around and extra steps, text-based calls to action, those little hyperlinked words on a website, they actually have a ton of friction. They force the user to stop, read, and consciously make a decision. Video CTAs, on the flip side, use motion and sound to capture attention immediately. They effortlessly guide the user, reducing the mental friction needed to take that very next step.
And the metrics? They back this up perfectly. Studies show that just swapping a static text-based call to action for a dynamic video CTA can boost your conversion rates by up to 80%. 80%. You are fundamentally smoothing out the digital value stream map for your user. You're literally extracting the waiting and the overprocessing straight out of their brain.
To wipe out that digital waste, you absolutely have to match your message exactly to the user's intent. You're matching the value directly to what the customer actually wants at that exact stage of their journey. If they just want to learn, you give them "Watch our tutorial." If they are primed and ready to act, you hit them with "Save your spot." You strip away their hesitation by giving them exactly what they need to seamlessly flow right to the next step.
So whether you're shipping microchips across the globe, throwing a pizza in the oven, or just hunting for clicks on a landing page, friction is the universal enemy. Every single unnecessary step, every delay, every confusing button, it's all just waste. So I'm going to leave you with this to chew on. Where's the hidden waste in your process today? And exactly what are you going to do to map it out and eliminate it for good?
Thank you for watching Luvitex Engineering. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep inspiring the future of manufacturing together.